that we're making, family.
Right. Okay, let's go on here. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. The rest of our second Ezra chapter 7, verse number 79. If it is one of those who have shown scorn,
let's go. One more verse. Yeah.
Second Ezra 7, verse 78. Now concerning death, the teaching is, when the decisive decree has gone out from the Most High that a person shall die, as the spirit leaves the body to return again to him who gave it, first of all, it adores the glory of the Most High. If it is one of those who have shown scorn and have not kept the way of the Most High, who have despised his law and hated those who fear God our power, such spirits shall not enter into habitations, but shall immediately wander about in torment, always grieving and sad in 7 ways.
So here it is. That we know that Lazarus was carried by the angels into the bosom of Abraham, right? And the rich man was buried and woke up in hell. Okay. All right. Okay, but there's what you're about to get is a more complete understanding before he just woke up in hell. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 81. The first way, because they have scorned the law of the Most High. The second way, because they cannot make a good repentance, so that they may live. The third way, they shall see the reward laid up for those who have trusted the covenants of the Most High. The fourth way, they shall consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth way, they shall see how the habitations of the others are guarded by angels in profound quiet.
There you go. That's that peaceful sleep and rest. That's what the rich man was looking afar off, looking at what? Lazarus. Guarded by angels, those same angels that carried him. The angels guard the righteous while they're in a peaceful sleep. So this is what the rich man was looking at. Go ahead.
The sixth way, they shall see how some of them will cross over into torments. The seventh way, which is worse than all the ways that have been mentioned, because they shall utterly waste away in confusion and be consumed with shame, and shall wither with fear at seeing the glory of the Most High, in whose presence they sinned while they were alive, and in whose presence they are to be judged in the last times. Verse 88. Now this is the order of those who have kept the ways of the Most High, when they shall be separated from their mortal body. During the time they lived in it, they laboriously served the Most High and withstood danger every hour, so that they might keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. Therefore, this is the teaching concerning them. First of all, they shall see with great joy the glory of him who receives them, for they shall have rest in 7 orders. The first order, because they have striven with great effort to overcome the evil thought that was formed with them, so that it might not lead them astray from life into death. The second order, because they shall see the perplexity in which the souls of the ungodly wander and the punishment that awaits them. The third order, they see the witness that he whom formed them bears concerning them, that throughout their life they kept the law with which they were entrusted. The fourth order, they understand the rest that they now enjoy, being gathered into their chambers and guarded by angels in profound quiet, and the glory waiting for them in the last days.
One of the most pleasant things that can happen in our dailies, right, in our days, is when we go to sleep and we can have peace and quiet. You see? This is why many people are, fish with certain ads like make money while you sleep. Because they understand that money can bring on stress. So if there's a way for you to make it while you are peacefully sleeping, hey, isn't this a viable option? When what we should be working for are not the riches are trying to, while we're sleeping, should be worrying about the riches of this world, but the riches that's to come. Because the riches of this world is soon perishing. This world don't want to deal with the riches. You know what I'm saying? It's like click on the TV. They totally want to do away with the dollar. Go to cryptocurrency. This world doesn't even want to deal with it. So how many people have lost their life over something that this world, doesn't have use for? How many people, if they knew that the dollar that many brothers and sisters have died for and bloodshed have been poured over, if they knew that eventually a chip was going to be used and cryptocurrency, you see how the father's looking at this, that the measurement isn't proper. You putting value on something that's fading when we should be putting value on something that's eternal. You see? Go ahead, Elder.
Verse 96. The fifth order, they rejoice that they now have escaped what is corruptible and shall inherit what is to come. And besides, they see the straits and toil from which they have been delivered, and the spacious liberty that they are to receive and enjoy in immorality. The sixth order, when it is shown them how their face is to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on. The seventh order, which is greater than all that have been mentioned, because they shall rejoice with boldness, and shall be confident without confusion, and shall be glad without fear. For they press forward to see the face of him whom they serve in life, and from whom they are to receive their reward when glorified. This is the order of the souls of the righteous, as henceforth is announced. And the previously mentioned are the ways of torment that those who will not give heed shall suffer hereafter. Then I answered and said, will time therefore be given to the souls after they have been separated from the bodies to see what you have described to me?
Will they have time when they're separated from the body? When we give up the soul, right? When these bodies are no longer here, we're no longer in this habitation, will we have time? Any time extra? Go ahead.
He said to me, they shall have freedom for 7 days, so that during these 7 days they may see the things of which you have been told, and afterwards they shall be gathered in their habitation.
So before Lazarus was carried by the angels, for 7 days, his soul was still in this realm. This is why people say things like, I feel grandmother when they pass. Well, for 7 days, her presence is still there. His presence is still there for 7 days. You see? Go ahead.
I answered and said, if I have found favor in your sight, show further to me your servant, whether on the day of judgment the righteous will be able to intercede for the ungodly, or to entreat the Most High for them, fathers for sons, or sons for parents, brothers for brothers, relatives for their kindred, or friends for those who are most dear. He answered me and said, since you have found favor in my sight, I will show you this also. The day of judgment is decisive and displays to all the seal of truth.
So whenever anybody, be it wicked or righteous, give up the soul, they instantly know truth. They know what's good. Because these bodies are no longer in the way to tame, or needing to be tamed, because now you're in the beginning of origin, spiritual. So even though they have a testament, or one would have a testament of being evil, the soul, though it's in torment, still has to live in total honesty. I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. This is what I did. They can go through the whole checklist. When we give up the body, lying goes away. That brothers and sisters have a lying tongue because of these vessels. But when you give up this vessel, this physical man, all that goes away. Go ahead.
Just as now a father does not send his son, or a son his mother, his father, or a master his servant, or a friend his dearest friend, to be ill, or sleep, or eat, or be healed in his place, so no one shall ever pray for another on that day. Neither shall anyone lay a burden on another, for then all shall bear their own righteousness and unrighteousness.
There is no prayer that one can send up for a brother, a sister, a father. This is why the rich man wanted to go and warn his brothers. And the father was like, no, they have to operate in the rules of the world in this particular habitation. And in this particular habitation, this is what the ministers are sent for. This is what the prophets were sent for. This is what Moses with the law was sent for. So man has what? Once to die, then the judgment. Ain't no reincarnation, multiple lives. The only reason that, a brother sits there like, but man, I have deja vu. It's because the same demon and spirit that's showing this and giving this been in your family's past. So they, this demon understands what it is that you suffer and deal with. That's not you of yourself, but that's a demon trying to give a understanding. You see? This is a spiritual warfare. This is not carnal. Okay. Go ahead, Elder.
That's it.
That's all?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Elder Shemai, come through. Come through, Elder.
Yes, sir. Beautiful lesson, brothers. I thank the Almighty for you.
Bless you, Elder.
And the understanding I was receiving as y'all was teaching here is that make it clear that we are not this body. That has to be an understood judgment here. So therefore, we gotta understand torment is not based on what the body feels, because the body cannot feel. All right. If you ever dealt with a dead body, the body don't feel nothing. So this judgment, what we feel in these physical bodies, is the understanding of what we receive when we leave it. You see that the feeling of that's something, what was feeling that was your soul. Your soul could calculate, oh, this is hot, not the body. See that? Or what's cold. And see, we have to understand when these people are pushing in the movie, in the movies, all that torment, they're just showing you what it is when we don't operate according to truth, what they have down there under the earth. See, these thoughts that people have when they create these movies, this ain't just a movie. That's the truth they showing you in this physical realm of what happens when you leave this body. If you continue to live according to your self. See, notice that when I say yourself or myself, that's a compound word. My self is not me. See, so we gotta understand something. Elder, get Deuteronomy.
Yes, sir.
Because this ain't to put fear that you're condemned. It's so that you don't follow yourself. Like don't believe in yourself. So give me Deuteronomy 30. All right, because when heavens and the earth was created for a time of judgment, but you guys need to understand that you are eternal. See, myself, yourself, self is subjected to time or judgment, but you are eternal. Let me get Deuteronomy 30. Because Elder kept talking about salvation. And salvation is the truth away from you, away from yourself. So you can be back one with you, who is the very essence of the Father here. So Deuteronomy and 30, and let me get 11 on down.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy 30, verse 11. For this commandment, which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Neither is it beyond the sea, that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us, that we may hear it and do it. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it.
Oh, now
See,
hold
yes,
that,
sir.
Elder.
Yep.
See, salvation, it said, but the word, see, salvation is very nigh unto thee, and in thy mouth, and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. So the Father already put the truth of who he is in you, but that's why I say it's very nigh thee. Nigh thee mean that you are not you. See, that's what it said. You are the word. Y'all got to understand what this is saying. Now that sounds powerful, but you're the very essence of the master. This is what a lot of people, this is the gold. To receive and understand this means you are the gold of the earth here. If you can receive this here. But the word is very nigh unto thee. You think that you are the thee, or you think that you are yourself. You are the very word, or you are the arrangement of order according to salvation. You are salvation. You are existence. You are the source. Many people think that they are the ocean within a cup. But if you pour the water within the cup back into the ocean, you know that you're the ocean. See, you think that you're that form of the cup, like, oh, I'm just a part of the ocean. No, you're the whole ocean. See, this is what you have to understand to be able to endure that I exist. See, and you have to completely deny the self. All right, come on.
Verse 14. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, our power, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whether thou goest to possess it.
Now hold that, Elder.
Yep.
It says, verse 15 says, see, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. That means you can either choose me or you can choose you. Be me or be you. This is what it's saying. Hey, you can be me, you can be right, or you can be wrong, which is you. You are wrong, but be me because I'm right. Therefore, in the Father, you are righteousness. That's why it's in you already to do it. That's why when you leave this body, as Elder said, you have to always tell the truth because you are the truth. If you deny yourself, see that? So the truth is already in you. So if you say you can't do it, you're subjected to self. That's error to even speak that. It's already done and completed in you eternally. All right? Come on.
Verse 16, verse
17.
17. Yes, sir. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whether thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it.
Now hold that,
I
Elder.
call heaven. Yep.
See, now verse 17. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou will not hear, see, obey, that you won't obey the righteousness that's already, if you don't obey me. See, when your heart turn away, you following you. You following you. You following yourself. That your heart turn away so that it will not hear. That means that you're following after, or you're seeking understanding from fallen powers now. That's drawing you away according to your own desires, bringing you into self. See, you are not yourself. Yourself is a entity that's used to show you that you're in error when you feel some type of way by disobeying the righteousness that you are. You are righteousness. Okay? But yourself is error. And so Satan needs to deceive yourself away from you. Okay? This is all power that you have because your father is all power. Therefore, you are all power. This is the understanding of salvation. This is what your master understood. This is salvation. To have this understanding here. When people tell you they can't be perfect, that means they don't fail to the self. That means they following lesser powers. They saying they can't be one with the Father in heaven. But I'm telling you this day, you and the Father in heaven are one in exactness of the same essence. All right. So therefore, here go verse 19. Bring it out, Elder.
Yes, sir. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life and the length of thy days.
He is thy what?
For he is thy life and the length of thy days.
Come on.
That thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them.
All right. So it says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, which means that, okay, you're bound to time. But see, the understanding here is that you are eternal, as I was telling you. Heaven and earth is subject to time. That's why it says in the beginning. So you sit here within the heaven and earth to be reflections of the Almighty, because that's the very essence of who you are. Okay? That's why you can choose me or you can choose you. All right? And in understanding of truth, there's only me. You is just a temporary delusion or illusion.
Right.
You are more than yourself. Don't let yourself and any thoughts deceive you, because if something attached to yourself and give you thoughts, all that's trying to do is take you away from the understanding that I exist. The only wisdom that you need is to stay restored to the Father and to restore others to the Father, so that they all know I exist. All right? So this is what we have to understand. So when you give up this body, right, there is no more self. You're going to be judged by you. You're going to be judged by you, because you knew that me and you are one. There's only me. Therefore, his perfect righteousness is already in you, so there is no excuse. You are perfect. And yourself and all the fallen powers are trying to disconnect you from understanding that me and you are one. All right? So obey the Almighty. Fear the Almighty and keep his commandments. And I yield with that.
Bless you, Elder. Beautiful. Thank the Lord for you, brother. We're going to open up the floor right now for questions and answers. If there's any questions in regard to tonight's lesson that one may need greater edification on, go ahead and you can unmute your phone or computer. They're good to go, Elder?
Yes, sir. I'm about to double check. Yep, you got to go.
Okay, you can unmute your phones how you please, or your computer if you want to ask a question. So we open up the floor to the brethren and sistren to go ahead and ask your questions if you have any questions to ask while we have the time. And don't, let me say this real quick. Don't feel like whatever you say is crazy. You'll be surprised with the things that brothers and sisters think is crazy is really true. That's the part. So, there's no such thing as a crazy question when you are learning. So don't let nothing, enter into, one's mind to try to, hold one's, speech from asking the question. We're in this thing together, brothers and sisters. Okay, so a sister asks a question. Let me see. Oh, okay, all praise. No, she didn't. Okay, bless you, sister. I was about to say.
Hey, Elder.
Go ahead, Elder.
I wanted to add, before myself had received this understanding, myself understood that people gonna think I was crazy for this understanding that I was gonna have to bring out. So myself, like, I can't say these type things, but the Father, I can only do what He put in my heart. So if it's in your heart, feel free, because just like the Father's using us to speak, you got to get used to speaking, because the Father putting in your heart is something He wants you to share. All right.
Bless you. His wisdom, Elder. Bless you for that. Okay. Any brother or sister has a question that they need edification on? I know you're gonna check the YouTube also. Sure. And if not, you can go ahead and put the thumbs up if we're learning. Go ahead. Somebody had a question? Did somebody say? Oh, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Right. If we're learning, go ahead and put a thumbs up. We have reactions and emojis at the bottom there. All praise, all praise. All right, brothers and sisters. If there's no other questions in regards to this lesson, hey, we in this thing together. And while we have time, let's lean on each other, because it's us who are going to need each other in these latter days.
Yes, I have a question, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, sister. Who is this?
Frederica.
Oh, how you doing, Sister Frederica? Shalom to you. Shalom.
Uh-huh. Oh, you can just call me Freddie. Shalom.
All right, sister.
I got cut off at one point, and at one point I had to leave the room. But you were talking about those 7 stages or orders?
Yes. The 7 stages?
Okay. Yeah. Were these the 7 stages of what happens to the soul?
Yes. Yes. These were 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So these are the 7 stages of what happens to the righteous soul, and what happens to the wicked soul. Now we did put this last portion up, because this is actually basically that breakdown was
on this first one.
On the second portion, right? When we restarted it, because the computer system just shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got disconnected or something happened. Yeah.
Oh, we all got disconnected. It shut the whole thing down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we do have that, and we can send that over to you, that particular portion that breaks that 7 the 7 souls, the 7 orders. So, like, forgive me.
Oh, okay.
7 orders. Yeah, we can send that to you, because that's the second part. We had to restart it, and it is re-recorded.
Okay, so how are you going to send it to me?
I can get one of the sisters. Can you receive videos or the YouTube? You can go to the YouTube.
Yeah, I can go to YouTube. I've seen you on YouTube.
Yeah.
You want to just...
Yeah, that part is going to say part 2. What happens after death? Like the finishing part 2. What happens after death? So it should be the very last video that's been uploaded. So as soon as we get off this lesson,
so just go to the email. We are who we are.
Yes. Well, you can go to the YouTube page, but if you have the YouTube page in the email, just click on that link.
I don't know if I have that or not. I don't know. I guess
Okay.
I can get there. I just
Yeah,
haven't gone there yet.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we'll get a sister to get that. One of the sisters to get that to you. Okay. And all you have to do is
Yeah,
click on
I'm
that link.
sorry I was hesitant on asking that question, but there may have been some other people that maybe like me that needed to hear it. I don't know. Because
Yes.
we got disconnected and I really wanted to get that.
Yes. It's okay. It's
Okay.
on. It is on there. All right. We'll send that to you as soon as we get off.
Okay, I appreciate that. And thank you. I have to tell you, I really appreciate this lesson and last Friday's lesson. I've learned quite a bit, probably more than I've ever learned about death. And well, in learning about salvation to death and passing from life to death, probably understanding more than I ever have. So this has been like a very, very extremely profound lesson for me.
Bless
Part
you.
one and this part two. So I want to thank you for that.
Bless you, sister. Bless you. Yeah. Hey.
Bless you also.
Love you. Love you. Okay. Wow.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Hey, anyone else before we close out? Going once, going twice. All right. Hey, as always, have one's mind focus on salvation. All of our minds should be focused on salvation. Not worrying about what happens to those who scorn the law. You see? Because our focus should be of what we are. So if you are of righteousness, if you are of the light, we should focus on righteousness and the light. Okay? With that, we say, and we bid everyone Godspeed, Shabbat Shalom, repent, be baptized, sin no more.